Hello everybody, this is Simon with Let's Play Sonic Unleashed. Astute watchers will have noticed that last time I went out of my way to get all of the nighttime sun medals in Shamar, but I did not get all of the daytime moon medals, so I'm here to rectify that and also to further enhance the pot economy by destroying every single one that I see here. This took me another 3-ish minutes just to destroy every pot, and there we go, the signature thing of a medal, which I do feel is one of the weaker sound effects in this game. It should be more bombastic in some ways, like collecting a ring feels so good. It has always sounded amazing in Sonic games, but the medals are just like, eh. Anyway, welcome to the entrance stage, and is that a golden pair of shoes that I spy directly next to a ring trail? Does this mean we are finally going to get the lightspeed dash if I only can get up there? For example, here using the wall jump and bonking on the lip here, maybe like this. No, it's actually a little bit short. You have to follow the trail of rings exactly because the wall jumps are incredibly clunky and awkward in this game. I'm playing Silk Song right now and the contrast is awful. It is so bad here. God, I hate the wall jump. I wish it was more fluid, but yeah, the stages are mostly designed around using it, and that is okay then. So we are going to see how that keeps going. This niche is a little bit empty and weird, but it's not the only one that's going to be empty and weird. I don't like these springs. They're obviously still valid targets while they are turned around, but you have to be extremely patient until you can get them, otherwise they will hurt you. And with extreme patience I mean they take way too long to turn around. It's not a big piece of candy, it is a crystal ball, and I thought this was the augury tool that one of the NPCs is missing, but sadly that's not the case, at least not right now. I've talked to her after this, I'm not showing this, but she doesn't want the crystal ball, too bad. Here's the tea. And there is a spike bed at the end, because I think they want to prevent you from coming from the other side. Very organic. This is how you can get up here. You can also get up here another way, as I'm going to show off later on. This stage has a lot of things in it. It is very dense. I feel in comparison to many of the entrance stages we have recently seen, this one here is the one which has the most things just lying around everywhere, including, yes, the lightspeed dash boots. Oh, finally we can actually use this ability and just go here and get an achievement, and this is mandatory to reach the actually unlocked stage up here, Arid Sands Act 1, which is going to be the next one we play following our poll. And this is the last medal we can get here. Again, reminder that the interface here allows for a quick move in of the information, how many medals we have, and also we can collect both sun and moon medals at the same time, no matter which time of day it is. And I have no idea why the cities work differently. It's just weird. Much like this guy here is weird to hit, and this guy here has a shield and it still doesn't help him. And this is the other way you can intendedly get up here. I say intendedly, it's just a very open stage. And there is another thing hidden here, and the boss portal for later on. But we are missing another half of the key, like we're missing both halves of the key, but we saw that one of them we're going to get up there, interestingly. And that's about it. We have completed the entrance stage in daytime. However, there is of course a nighttime version of it, and the first thing I see is that I missed this one here. That's here in both versions. And there are changes to the night stage here. Very significant changes actually, because every single corner where we needed to have a special ability, like the wall jump of daytime Sonic, we can actually also get up to as the Werehog, which is in sharp contrast to other entrance stages like Apotos, where there were designated areas just for the daytime and the nighttime versions, or in Spagonia, where you had to keep switching around until you unlocked a more permanent shortcut. But here, for example, these ledges you can use to get up here, and now there is a door here which you need to use your Werehog strength to open. In the daytime, if you recall from 2 minutes ago, it was just open. But now you have to work for it. And what do you get if you work for it? Nothing, because we already collected the crystal ball here. And I'm kind of astounded here. Why is there nothing there? I worked for this and now there is no reward. And I don't get it at all. Like, the way this is designed makes you think that if you explore it once in daytime and then again in nighttime, but now it feels different. It's cool, right? Like now we can do this and get up here. There would be more of a reward, but there is a little bit of a reward. You could glimpse it right now. There is an extra life here, and it's not the only extra life. You're going to see one more, and of course this enables you to also get the sun medals as the Werehog. We could just saw it again in the background real quick. Awkward. You can get everywhere as both versions, but it is surprisingly difficult to do that as the Werehog sometimes, just because he's a little bit more awkward to move around in, but also they put more obstacles for him in the way, like the door we just had to mash to open, and that is just really weird, because if you go here at daytime first like I did, there is nothing to do except get, as I said, a few extra lives and not charge your charger punch for long enough, but it's okay. And then there is stuff like this to discover, which is a full unleash gorge. What am I going to do with that? Beat up those guys up there? Do they need unleash? It's so strange. Like, I faff around a little bit more, just like trying to figure out some sort of purpose to this, but I don't think there is one. I don't think I'm missing anything. And there is this extra bespoke platforming segment here, where of course, because we don't have a homing attack, you can't have enemies here, which you can just bounce off. No, you have to wait here for ages for this flame jet to finally vanish. Why is it taking so long? And then I can finally get over here. And then I hit this button here. Remember, there was a spike pad in the day version. And this is how you can get to the T in the nighttime version. And finally, this door is open. And what do we find here? Fuck all! Because we already got everything. And we can't even get up to the sun medal for some reason. Maybe I'm missing some sort of platforming off the braziers. But there's no point. I already got it, right? So that's very strange. Now, just to confirm, there is a level here, but we can't get into the nighttime version here. But that's about it here. This is so strange. I don't get it at all. It's like they were figuring kind of out what to do with the entrance stages. Some of them are different. As we're going to see, segue in Empire City, because we're also going to explore its entrance stages to not have just a 7-minute video. I'm sorry, by the way, I missed recording the cutscene where Empire City unlocks. It's just a 2-second clip of the flag showing up. Just imagine it. You have seen similar clips before. Anyway, we are starting here at night, and little Kate is super impressed by our Werehog nature. She's the only one of the NPCs here, however, who's specifically reacting to how Sonic looks at the moment. It's also a little bit awkward that we're here nighttime first, but I just didn't bother changing the time of day. It's fine, I'm thinking to myself, because also again at nighttime we can just do something about his depression. I mean, maybe the studies are getting him down. It's natural to sometimes feel a little bit overwhelmed, especially as a medicine student. Like, I mean, you shouldn't be like, okay, I failed one exam, I'm now doubting myself forever. So I guess a little bit of extra therapy that we're providing is fine, but still, does this like need to be the influence of Dark Gaia? I think it's, again, quite natural to sometimes have a little bit of self-doubt, and it doesn't need to be like evil spirits causing that. Anyway, I almost didn't notice that there was another wizard spawning in behind me, because I feel like, oh yeah, I've already taken care of the wizard immediately with my big fat Earthshaker attack, which was fun. So it takes me a while to realize, yeah, these guys are getting healed all the time, and no, I can't out DPS the wizard because they keep blocking. So finally I'm like, I need to take care of this guy. And you might also have noticed that I'm trying to desperately do the wrestling slam move, but I keep pushing the enemies up. That's fine, that works, and then Sonic just doesn't grab them. It's really weird. I'm trying again here with this guy because he keeps blocking. I'm actually taking the corpse of the wizard and using him for that. That worked, so that's fun. And I kept juggling him for so long that I could just use him way after his health bar was depleted. That's cool, and I think that's part of the reason for why they are actually taking so long for the health bars to despawn, for the models of the enemies to despawn, because then you can still use them as projectiles. So, heads up here, very important tactic. I just got hit twice, got hit down once by his club attack, and then the shockwave hit me again. What you do is not mash the button. Even though the prompt is on screen and you're conditioned to always hit the button because of all the quick time events, don't do it if you want to survive the end game of this game, because you will get hit a second time. You will get thrown far away. If there is no edge protection for you, as in like a railing or something, you are going to die from this. take the first hit on the chin, relax, let the shockwave pass over the bear hug, then you get up. That's the best way to do this. It's a bit weird, but you can figure it out. Anyway, we just gave him some caffeine pills in the form of exorcising the demons, and that's it. Hi Shamar, you are not right here. We just came from your homeland. Want a lift back home? Because it's simple, I'm going to go there in a second. And she's off. She must be a really fast runner, you know, faster than Sonic, because we can't just, you know, take her home. Is the tornado just a two-seater? This guy's called Louis Montaigne. I don't know if this is supposed to be a reference. Why does he have two names? Most other NPCs only have one. This guy has also two names, but Daft Big. I mean, come on, Daft Big, right? I feel like this is a little bit cliche-laden. We also have the Count of Dreams 2 here. We don't talk about what happened to the Count of Dreams 1. And all of this fits a little bit into my theory that they made Empire City relatively late in development. No concept art, as I wrote last time. I feel like they at some point were like, we need to have an America setting. We need to have somewhere where you can buy hamburgers. And which is what I did. That's fine. I already got our sun medals. So now we only have to check for the day version. But this is the entirety of Empire City. It's just this rondel here. It feels a little bit weird. This is supposed to be like a small corner of Central Park or something. And we have people with rap aspirations here. And we have jazz music playing. And it just feels strange in a way that other hubs don't. It feels underutilized, under-realized, half-baked, but they have really nice fire hydrant models, so I can't get mad at it. This entrance stage is much, much bigger than the town area, and I feel like it conveys the sense of scale they were going for a lot better. I mean, obviously there will be a level and it will have a fully realized skybox and it will be gigantic, so that's something. But still, it's a little bit, as I said, half-made in the sense that others are not, except for maybe Missouri, which is also tiny, also has no concept art. We've talked about this. Anyway, I don't figure out how to get on top of this other tower for quite a while, and I distinctly remember having the same problem when I first played the game, so it's obvious that the puzzle is just a stumper. It's impossible because I'm very smart. For example, I figure out immediately that you can wall jump through these buildings and get up on the middle one, getting the T for this entrance stage. Man, this was, again, just brilliant stuff. You can also get the T by jumping from above, because you can get up there. Just don't figure it out right now. We'll see it in a bit. But otherwise, that's about it. As I said, this is mostly to convey a sense of scale, and it's not very dense. Compared to Shamar, you definitely have a huge contrast in how these entrance stages are laid out. So, after a bit of faffing around, I'm like, okay, let's see what the night version has to offer. And the night version is distinctly different. For example, now we can hit this thing here, and I remember, once again, it's about the number of hits for these environmental obstacles and not the strength of the hit, so a charged up punch doesn't do anything. And here is the Act 1 Night, which is playable, so that's why I made a poll for Shamar Day or Empire City Night, because these are the two levels that we have available. As usual, the game is still dictating which levels you can do next, but at the very least, it's you have a choice and you're not railroaded into one of them. I just used one of the new moves, which is either the 4X or 4Y and then A1, where you pick up an enemy and then slam them down, and it made Sonic awkwardly stand in the air a little bit. I don't know how much more often I'm going to use these, but it's fun to mix stuff up once in a while, and of course it gets around blocks and so on, and maybe this is a little bit more reliable than trying to do the wrestling moves that just don't quite work. You know, the Shohokken and the Shoklokken, and then grabbing them and slamming them down. This basically gets rid of the middleman and you can just slam immediately. So, this pillar, like the half of the Twin Tower, oh, did they know? Anyway, you can only scale this with the Bear Hog, because only he can grab the poles on the side. He can then get the T, but on the other pillar the Bear Hog can't get, because while there are grab things, like here of course, here from this one you can't get on top for some reason. I don't know why. It doesn't matter if you get up there, it's just nothing there for you, but you have to do this kind of awkward jump to the side. Now I'm trying to figure out how to let go, but I don't think you can just let go, so you have to do this extra weird-ish double jump to get the medal, which is a fine challenge. I accept it. Now is there something for the Bear Hog up here? Come on, get up. No, but the 10 rings are still there, which are only reachable in the day version via the guns. We are in America after all. I don't know how to call them. Cannons? I don't know. Whatever. The button things that push you forward. And I missed the moon medal originally, so now I got them in the night version. And here is the start of this path, so you can get there from the bottom, just showing this off real quick, and there is nothing special about it once I'm here. So now we go back to solve this dastardly puzzle that stumps me through time. You don't push the button that is shown, you push A instead to get up here. Brilliant stuff, it's incredible. Also, I didn't have the rings collected when I was pressing the homing attack button, so I was not in ring energy mode, so it didn't do an air boost. This is one of the hardest platforming challenges I've ever had, obviously, as you could see from my string of failures. And all I get is an empty level spot because obviously we haven't unlocked the day stage yet, Act 1, and that means we also haven't unlocked Act 2 yet, and there is only one act for day and night, big act, and one extra act for day, because obviously this is a small world with total of 3 levels, sounds DLC. Anyway, this is Charles's daytime dialogue. I missed it the first time. And that should be it for Empire City. Of course, there will be a few side quests. We are in fact going to be back for one later on. But for now, not you, but it's interesting to know that Hualin is not here at the moment, but Shamar was looking for Eastern influence, so I was like, here, obviously. I'm also going to talk to some of the NPCs here around off screen, but nothing new has happened in Chunnan, so we are out of here, and we are going to Spagonia next, because I do have something to deliver to a little girl. First, getting more flashes, that's always nice, and watch the chin of this lady, it's very, very weird. Why is it waggling like this? Anyway, yeah, she's concerned about Ippolita growing too big and strong. I don't quite know what to make of her character, because she's obviously being a little bit of an asshole to her grandkid, but it seems like she's the only caretaker that Ippolita has, so maybe she's overprotective or something, but it's never explored. And I think that's fine, we'll revisit this later. For now, let's not interrupt these two on their date, always nice to see. And there are 2 more people who just were on kind of a date in Apotos, but now they're back. But they are actually able to talk about their feelings openly, very adult of them, even though they're probably supposed to be teenagers. On the other hand, they're students at the university, right? Which can still be teenagers. I'm teaching students at university and they feel like teenagers to me at this point. Anyway, the other 2 that they were talking about are up here, not down there. And they're also talking about their feelings openly. That's nice. I do like how these NPCs are written for sure. There are some stories here that are not great. We have seen one in the last episode, you know. But there is definitely a little bit more depth to them than you would expect from a Sonic game, let's be quite honest here. Like, for example, again, Ippolita's relationship to her overbearing grandmother. Again, there is no like past trauma that we can explore why her grandmother is like this. There is no obvious reason given for why she is kind of mistreating or at least making Ippolita unhappy. And there is also no particular reason right now for why the boss is starting to turn into a human being about Ippolita. But maybe we'll find out more about this. For now, flowers, so a bit more fetch quests, but again, promise, this is actually going into something that is a little bit more interesting here. I do like this side quest, but the gameplay is a little bit, you know, just talk to people and find them somewhere in the hub area. At least now I'm not looking for Ippolita somewhere, because that's what happened before and almost didn't find her. Flowers, you can't eat flowers, so that's probably fine to take. But yeah, there's a valid question, why does the boss know all those things that she likes? Well, let's not go into creepy directions. I promise it's fine. Later on we're going to find it out. And yeah, don't smile like this again. I just defended you. Yeah. No work. Yeah, it's terrible. Like when you're in America and you have no work, you basically are not even a human being anymore. Right? Thank you very much for your attention.